TribLive High School Sports Network is the official video and audio streaming partner of the WPIAL. We broadcast over 2,000 sporting events each year and cover 17 sports in over 170 schools. At HSSN, you'll find the latest in high school sports news, live and archive broadcasts, scores, standings, and much more. TribLive High School Sports Network, your high school sports leader. All season, every season.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Swing and a miss! A no-hitter in the WPIAL championship game.
The Mohawk Warriors have knocked off the fourth-time defending champion and are champions again.
The Shenango Wildcats are the WPIAL champions.
Elwood City, WPIAL champions for the first time in school history.
Cox with it. Cox all the way in the jam again. The Red Hurricanes storming their way to another title. Swing and a miss. A one-hit masterpiece.
Turn, fake it to Maple, keeping himself, coming near side. Can they hit him? No! I think he got in! He did! Wilmington has won the state championship!
Strike three called. Put another notch in the belt. Memorial Spartans three-peat.
And the Shannock is the 2021 2A Girls Champion.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Basketball championships here on WKST News Radio 1200 along with the LCSportsNet.com powered by LCAP and the TribLive High School Sports Network. Hi everyone, I'm Tim Continental along with James Dotson, Marie Atwell back at the studios running the show, and we have Ashley on the cameras here tonight as the Hurricanes come in now at 21-1 on the season. They were 10-0 in the section. They won their opening round section 85-55 last Monday night, and a game against West Mifflin, and a game that they led throughout. Their opponent tonight is Shaler. They faced them earlier in the season in the third game of the year right here at Newcastle as they defeated them 66-53. That was the third straight win of the season. The Canes then fell to Central Catholic 46-40, but since then have run the table as they continue to make their march towards the path to the peak.
And the Shaler Titans in their first round game, the 10 seed defeating South Fayette in overtime. So no matter what, you knew the Canes were going to get a familiar opponent, but to get Shaler, kind of an interesting aspect right there, that you're going to get the Shaler Titans team here, a team that is extremely young, extremely raw. We saw that in that third game of the year, Tim, and this is a team that has only gotten better as the year has gone along, but so have the Canes, naturally. They've gotten much better as the season has progressed. So with that in mind, we know that we're going to have a very fun atmosphere today for sure. It's going to be a crazy atmosphere yet again, and it's going to be a battle, especially when you look at the size advantage in the block that Logan Bernicer has, because he's just been a force throughout the second half of this season, Tim, and in that first round game, 20-plus points, 16, 17 rebounds, a real strong player is this 6'6 senior, and when they played the first time, he had to go in and out a lot because he was still in, football shape. Yes, a lot of players still in football shape at that point in the year, but you expect to see him a lot more in terms of numbers and minutes on the court here tonight, I think. So with that in mind, what will you be able to get with this player and with this team as a whole? I think you got to be able to come out strong right out of the gate if you're Newcastle. You can't let a team like Shaler hang around, which is basically what they did in that first game and made it a close game. It was a lot closer even than what the score suggested, Tim. It's going to be a fun one here for us tonight.
There's no question about it. Shaler came in tonight 14-9 overall, 7-5 in Section 4 in 5A. They are averaging 65.8 points per game, giving up only 57.5. It'll be interesting to see how that compares against the Canes here tonight, as Newcastle has only given up 47.6 points per ball game and has scored over 70 points each game this season.
Yes, and that's the 70 points per game offense, I think, is a very impressive number to say the least there, Tim, for sure. But the defense is what it all comes down to, is the defensive play the Newcastle has had all year. And, number 1, 2, or maybe 3 at the worst all throughout Class 5A. If you're allowing less than 50 points per game, you're in good shape. And that's what they've, been the trademark forever, really, to have that sort of defensive mindset. And, you'll hear when we got a chance to talk to Coach Blundo earlier, he's very adamant every game about all of that in terms of the atmosphere of setting a tone early, defensive pressure, causing turnovers. That's what they're looking for. That's what he's that's what this team is best at doing. If they can force the pressure early, force turnovers, and rebounds, especially when you're outsized with a couple of big guys down low, you need to be able to be boxing out and not giving up those second chance opportunities. That's really where West Mifflin got almost all of their offense, really, was on second chance opportunities in that first round game. Need to make sure you are avoiding that here tonight.
The Titans are led by head coach Rod Niederberger. He's in his 7th season, and last season the Titans put 7 freshmen on the floor throughout the year. So it's a young team that is growing on their 14-9 overall record. The Canes coming in at 21-1. They were 10-0 in Section 2. This is the 11th season under head coach Ralph Blundo. He is 284-45 for Newcastle, and has over 310 career wins overall in his head coaching career. Of course, he's won the WPIAL 7 out of 11 years under Coach Blundo. 7-0 in finals, and they're looking forward to getting back to defend their 5A WPIAL championship this season.
And Tim, maybe even, I don't know if it's more impressive or not, because 7 championships in 11 years is pretty darn impressive. But the fact of the matter being that a win tonight means you make it to the semifinals. A trip to the semifinals means a trip to the state tournament. And with that would be 12 in a row. They've made it to the semifinals of Newcastle all 11 years so far. Coach Blundo has been the head coach. Win tonight, and they're right back there as the chance to represent WPIAL in the state tournament yet again. So big game tonight in terms of that, protecting the home court, getting to the semifinals for the 12th straight year. That's the goal here tonight, and it's going to take a crazy energy effort tonight for the Coach Blundo's Red Hurricanes to make that happen.
All right, Shaler comes in at the 10 seed. They are the only ones at the bottom half of the bracket to advance to the second round. Newcastle, the number 2 seed, will take on Shaler tonight. Mars, number 3, against number 6, Gateway. And then Laurel Highlands, the number 1 seed on the other side of the bracket, will take on number 8 seed Hampton. And number 4 seed Penn Hills will be taking on Highlands.
And no surprise there, Tim, that you have, of the top 8, you only had the one first-round upset with Shaler against South Fayette. And no surprise there, just because we've been saying all year, really, that there's probably 6 or 7 teams that have a legit shot to win. So you're not surprised that the top 6 seeds all win in that opening round game, and 8 seed Hampton getting their win. So as you mentioned again, Laurel Highlands against Hampton, Penn Hills against Highlands in the top half of the bracket, Newcastle against Shaler, Mars against Gateway. All winners tonight advance to the states, and actually 3 of the teams that lose tonight will also make it to the state tournament. 7 qualifiers for the PIAA coming out of the Class 5A tournament. So kind of an interesting little tidbit on that one of how it all will play out.
All right, and looking at some of the leaders here for the Canes just all season long, we've been talking about Michael Wells, averaging now over 21 points per ball game. Isaiah Boyce at 14.5 points per ball game. And senior Michael Graham with 7.2 points, help leading this team. And then you look at what Jonathan Anderson has contributed this season, just under 10 points per ball game.
Yeah, the balance right there, and you just have to look at what happened in the last game, Tim. You didn't quite get the scoring that you have gotten from Jonathan Anderson lately. He ends up with only 4 points. He had been scoring near, in the mid-teens, all the way up to 20 a couple of times in those games. But then he doesn't have as good of a shooting night. Well, guess what? Isaiah Poyce picks up the slack, gets right back to where he was, scoring 20 points in that game. Michael Wells doing what he does best, now averaging over 21 points a game. He had 25 in that first-round game, but it's then the supporting cast after that. The names you don't hear as those double-figure scorers. But Michael Graham, 9. Dejon Young, 7. Kamari Perkins, 6. And 2 of those were quite spectacular, 2 of those 6 points, to be a real energy lift last week, or on Monday, I should say, to end that first half and really get this hometown crowd rocking with the two-handed putback slam right at the buzzer.
No question about it. It is a packed house here at the Nikai High Fieldhouse as we get ready for round 2 of the 5A Boys Basketball Championship in the WPIAL. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, my partner James Dawson will have a conversation with head coach Ralph Blundell of the Red Hurricanes. You're listening to the home of the Red Hurricanes basketball on News Radio 1200 WKST.
Federal Credit Union.
How is your bank treating you? Do you feel like just another person in a really large crowd? Well, maybe it's time to look for an alternative financial institution like GNC Community Federal Credit Union. GNC is a safe, consumer-friendly financial service provider that offers consumers with alternatives. Visit GNCFCU.com or stop by one of their 2 locations on South Jefferson Street or 2907 Wilmington Road, Newcastle. Federally insured by NCUA.
It's said that defense is the key to a championship team. This season, when it comes to personal injury, you want the winning team of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George. They are your personal injury law firm. Sports fans know the best defense is a good offense. When you're injured, let LGKG defend your rights by going after the injury compensation you deserve. Call Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George for a free consultation today, 724-658-8535, or go to lgkg.com. Good luck to all the teams this season from Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George.
Gas continues to rise, so why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Take the bus to work, school, doctor's appointments, or shopping, with stops throughout Lawrence County and weekday service to Pittsburgh. Perfect for those of you who drive it every day, saving yourself gas money and wear and tear on your vehicle. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or route schedules, log on to NewcastleTransAuthority.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Washington Center Physical Therapy has been helping residents of the Newcastle area since 1987. They are the official physical therapy center for Newcastle Athletics and specializes in orthopedic problems, especially the knee and shoulder. When your doctor orders physical therapy by law, you have a choice of where to go. Choose Washington Center Physical Therapy for your best outcome. Visit them on the web, WashingtonCenterEPT.com. Washington Center Physical Therapy in downtown Newcastle, a proud sponsor of high school sports.
Coach Ralph Blundell before the game. Coach, back in the pregame show, quarterfinals action tonight, Newcastle against Shaler. We get a chance to talk again with Coach Ralph Blundell before the game. Coach, 1 down, 1 in the books, a good performance to get things kicked off here in the postseason and begin the second season on a high note.
I mean, I think we did what we were supposed to do. You know what I mean? They were missing a good player in Santilla, and he's a guard, and against us, you need to have your best guards, and they didn't, and now we took care of business.
Now, tonight's game, a repeat matchup from a game very early in the season, a victory right here at the Fieldhouse, but obviously both these teams extremely different from what they were just from, third, fourth game of the year.
I think the biggest thing for Shaler, what makes them different is, the big kid's in better shape. He was coming off of football then, 3 games into the year, and the guards who are sophomores aren't sophomores anymore. They're 22 games into the season, and they're playing their best basketball. That's obvious. They won't back down. They're a really good group of guards. They play 6 of them, and they just keep coming at you. So it'll be an interesting matchup.
And you mentioned the big guy Burmester. I mean, what is it you can do against a kid like that, 6'6", 6'7", but can also shoot a mid-range jumper and even a couple 3 balls in the first round win?
Yeah, you got to somehow keep the ball at the post with good wing ball pressure and good post denial with some backside help. but you have to still understand that they have guards in the perimeter that can shoot it. So, you know, he creates a diversion in what you're doing that other teams don't do because they don't have that kind of size. But he's a legit big, and he can dominate a game.
Talking with Coach Blunder here in the pregame show, you mentioned him coming from the football season. A lot of your players doing the same. But for people who maybe aren't as familiar with the game, just to talk about what big difference it really is, a football shape versus basketball shape.
I mean, I don't know exactly what it is. I just know it's way different. You know what I mean? It's just way different. In basketball, there's no huddle. You're playing. And, might be a dead ball here and there, but for the most part, you're playing. So, our goal is to get our guys in the type of shape where they can play 32 minutes, 94 feet. It's hard to get teams there, especially when you come back from football late, but we work at it, we try. We're in good shape. I don't think we're in great shape, but we're in good shape.
Home court energy absolutely huge, especially when you get some of the big plays that your team has had throughout the course of the year. Probably none bigger than the end of the first half last week. Talk about the putback slam that Kamari Perkins put in right at the buzzer.
Yeah, I mean, we talked so much about getting to the offensive glass and flooding that glass, and he did a good job getting there, and it was just a great dunk, great momentum going into halftime, and I think that for Kamari. It could be the defining moment for a young man like that, confidence-wise. It's been a joy to watch him grow, and I think we'll see some good things from him tonight as well.
I hope to see that tonight. Final question for you, Coach. In terms of biggest keys to the game, you mentioned keeping the ball out of the post. What's next on top of the list tonight?
It's defend and rebound, period. You got to defend and rebound, defend and rebound, defend and rebound. If you do a good job with that, it leaves you some wiggle room offensively not to be great.
Very good, Coach. Good luck. We'll be back after this 60-second timeout. Quarterfinals, Class 5A WPIAL playoffs. Your home for Red Hurricane basketball here on News Radio 1200 WKST and video stream on Lawrence County SportsNet and TribLive High School Sports Network.
Community Federal Credit Union.
How is your bank treating you? Do you feel like just another person in a really large crowd? Well, maybe it's time to look for an alternative financial institution like GNC Community Federal Credit Union. GNC is a safe, consumer-friendly financial service provider that offers consumers with alternatives. Visit GNCFCU.com or stop by one of their 2 locations on South Jefferson Street or 2907 Wilmington Road, Newcastle. Federally insured by NCUA.
It's said that defense is the key to a championship team. This season, when it comes to personal injury, you want the winning team of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George. They are your personal injury law firm. Sports fans know the best defense is a good offense. When you're injured, let LGKG defend your rights by going after the injury compensation you deserve. Call Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George for a free consultation today, 724-658-8535, or go to lgkg.com. Good luck to all the teams this season from Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George.
Welcome back here to the Nikai High Fieldhouse as we pause for our national anthem. As it is getting closer and closer to basketball time here at the Nikai High Fieldhouse. James, we are just a few minutes away from tonight's game. Before we do the starting lineups, give us a couple of keys you hope to see the factors in tonight's ball game.
I think starting early for Newcastle. That's the way it's been so incredibly intense in starting early and starting strong early. 6-0, 8-0, 9-0 runs. That's going to be the big key. Come out, flex the muscles right away, and put this game away early if you're Newcastle. Again, this team was able to hang around when they played back here at the Fieldhouse at the beginning of the year. Can't let that happen tonight.
All right, now here's my partner, James Dawson, with tonight's starting lineups.
Now you have for the Shaler Titans the 5'10 sophomore Keegan Smentka, a 5'8 sophomore Joey DeSabato, another 5'8 sophomore Caden Orga, and a pair of seniors, 6' senior Josh Miller and the 6'6 senior, the big man Logan Berniser. So Smetanka, DeSabato, Orga, Miller, and Berniser for Coach Rob Niederberger's Shaler Titans. And now for your Newcastle Red Hurricanes under 12th year coach Ralph Blundo. The juniors, 6' junior Isaiah Boyce, 14.5 points per game. 5'10 junior Jonathan Anderson, just shy of 10 points per contest. And the 3 seniors, 5'11 senior Michael Graham, 7 points per game. 6'4 senior Kamari Perkins, 6 points per game. And Michael Wells, the number 2 all-time leading scorer at Newcastle, the 6'4 senior, averaging 21.5 per game. Graham, Wells, Boyce, Perkins, and Anderson for the Canes in their home rights with the red and black trim and the Nika High inscript across the chest. Shaler will be going left to right. They're in their dark blue uniforms, red numerals, gray striping for the Titans. It's like deja vu. It's Titans again. West Mifflin Titans on Monday, and now the Shaler Titans here for tip-off against Newcastle here tonight. Trip to the semifinals on the line.
All right. Ashley's on camera. Marie's back at the studios at WKST, keeping us on air on the radio. Joining us on video on lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP and the TribLive High School Sports Network. James Dawson and yours truly, Tim Continenza, bringing in tonight's game as we are just moments away from tip-off here as 8 minutes on the clock. It is now officially basketball time here at the Nikai High Fieldhouse. The Titans will control the tip, and they'll bring the ball into the forecourt with DeSabato as he gives it up top to Bursley. They work it down underneath and down to the baseline, gives it up to Bernister. And Bernister drives down into the lane, goes up against Perkins, shot no good. Perkins with the rebound, gets it out to Anderson. And Anderson will bring the ball in the forecourt here for the Canes.
Yeah, good defense, good positioning, made it a tough shot for the big man. He was able to get pretty good position, but at least Perkins able to get the arms up and alter the shot.
Canes will try to get it inside to Michael Wells off the glass, good for 2.
Yeah, great pass over the top and able to get Berniser away from the block and get the open look down low, and a great hustle coming back defensively, knocking it out of bounds there was Michael Graham.
7:16 remaining here in the first quarter. 2-0 Canes. Josh Miller will throw it in right in front of us. As they get it in, and they're going to say they didn't walk with the ball, but got it over. Then drive down into the lane. Goes to Sabato as he gives it back out. They work it down inside is Miller, and Miller's shot is no good. They're going to call a charge on Miller.
I think they're going to say travel. He moved the feet before. There was a little arm extension there. But again, you see the guards. It's already 3 sophomore guards in there starting. You'll see 2 or 3 more checking in pretty early on in this game for the Shaler Titans.
With the ball is Anderson as he spins at the line, goes left side to Graham, works down to the line, now back out behind the arc to Wells. Wells looking down the right lane, stops at the line, moves inside, finds a cutter. That is Perkins with a right hand slam.
What a beautiful move. The pump from Wells up and under. It draws Berniser and leaves Perkins wide open on the block.
As they brings the ball up court, some pressure shown here by the Canes. As they get it over to Orga, get it inside. Shot take by Semenka is good, and it makes it 4-2 Canes.
Yeah, Smetanka just saw the lane, and the help defense couldn't quite get there in time.
Anderson drives down the right lane, takes it to the hole, shot off the glass, and good for 2.
3 baskets by 3 different Canes in the early going, and even with a 6'6 defender against them, controlling the paint. All those points coming from the paint, Tim.
As the Canes show some pressure in the backcourt. The Titans bring it up with Orga. Goes right side, gets it over to Sabato. Bounce pass goes top of the key. They work it down inside, now back out. For a 3, shot taken, no good. Ball batted on the ground, it's loose. It's going to be picked up there by DeSabato. Goes down the left lane. Shot is going to be deflected from the side, but it's going to be followed up and put in to cut the lead down to 6-4.
Yeah, good help on Perkins, but then kind of the block shot actually hurt him because it left Burnister wide open.
Shot by Anderson. Step back three. Good.
Step back. Hockey cat. Wow. What a move by Anderson.
9-4 Canes. 5:15 here to play in the first. As Semtenka brings it up, gives it over to DeSabato. He'll dribble between the two circles, guarded there by Anderson. Goes left side, stolen away by Wells. Wells down the lane, goes with the right hand, can't put it in. Off the back of the rim, picked up there by DeSabato. He drives down, and he's going to get fouled by Wells, trailing the play.
Yeah, he just kind of lost possession on the way up, and wasn't sure whether he was going to try to dunk it or lay it in. Kind of lost it on the way up. Thought he may have gotten fouled, and instead commits the first foul of the game on the other end.
4:57 remaining here in the first quarter. They'll throw it in from underneath the basket here for the Titans. Burnister gets it over, and they give it right back to him on a swing and go, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds there by the Canes. Nice play there by Michael Graham, getting his hands in there, knocking the ball away.
Yeah, because Perkins got tied up in a screen there near the high post. Burnister kind of slipped the screen, actually. Not often that a big will slip a screen, but worked very well and ended up being just good help defense the other way to knock it away by Graham.
They get it in, and now they throw it back up top. They get it over to Orga. Now, throw across to DeSabato into the corner. Back to DeSabato, goes left side. Gives it over to Orga. Orga loses control now, gets his dribble back. Dribbles with the left hand, stops down there, guarded by Perkins. Finds a cutter, shot taken. There by DeSabato is no good. Rebound there by the Canes. Outlet from Wells. Gets it to Boyce. Boyce shot no good. Ball's in the air. Picked up there by the Titans as DeSabato brings it up as he gives it over into the corner, and they're going to lose control. Again, they're going to whistle here. And did they get Mike Wells again on the reach? No, they're going to get Graham this time.
Graham and Wells each with a foul, and now coming in Sam Himrod, another sophomore. You already saw Joey Miller, younger brother of Josh, check in. Again, 6 freshmen who played last year, 7 played last year. You're seeing 6 sophomores rotating in pretty frequently this year.
Burnister takes a shot, no good. Rebound there by DeSabato as they bring it back out. Excuse me, that's Orga. Orga with the ball, top of the key. Goes left side, they work it into the corner. Orga now with the ball, works down into the left side corner. Down by the baseline, throws it underneath. Gets it to Burnister, he turns around, jumper. 4-2, makes it 9-6, 3:50 remaining here, first quarter.
Soft touch for the big man, cuts the lead down to 3.
Wells with the ball, top of the key, goes left side, gets it over to Graham. Graham hands it off to Anderson. Anderson, back left side, gives it to Wells for a deep 3. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound there by the Titans as they'll bring the ball up with DeSabato. DeSabato with the ball.
Yeah, not a lot of flow in that offensive set there for Newcastle. Now a chance for Shaler to cut it down to 1 or tie.
Drives left side with the left hand, and he's going to get hit with the charge as Jonathan Anderson was standing there holding his position.
Yeah, it was a high screen and roll. Graham took a peek at it and then went away from the screen, did DeSabato. And with that, though, has a wide open lane. A great rotation from Anderson to get in there and draw the charge. Tim, that's a great play from the junior.
Young and Wallace checks in here for the Canes. So it's Anderson, Graham, Wallace, Perkins, and Young on the court. Anderson with the ball, gives it over to Wallace, goes right side to Young, top of the key to Graham. Now Wallace gives it back up to Anderson, drives into the lane. He'll go underneath and takes shot runner, no good. Ball going to be picked up there by Burnister as he brings the ball up, gives it over to DeSabato as he'll drive left side, gives it back to Burnister. Going to try it deep, top of the key 3, no good. Rebound there by Wallace. Wallace hands it out to Anderson, gives it over to Young. Young drives into the lane, going to pull up from the baseline, shot taken, no good. Rebound again for the Titans as bringing the ball up court is Orga. Orga drives with the left hand, drives inside, stops, guarded there tight by Graham, gives it up over to Burnister as they give it back out to Orga, and he's going to step on the baseline, I think.
Now they're going to get a foul.
They're going to get this one on Michael Graham, his second.
So Isaiah Boyce will check in. Graham will go to the bench. We'll see Julian Vizaka check in for the first time. So 8 already in for the Titans.
They get it into Burniser as he gives it right back out to DeSabato.
That's Smetanka in there.
Yes.
The 2 and 3 actually look really alike on this jersey, don't they?
They do. As they give it back up, as they work it around the arc. Smetanka with it, drives down the left baseline, now brings it back out. He's at the line, he throws it over to Burniser. Turnaround jumper, 8-footer, no good. Rebound there by Young. Young outlets it to Anderson. Anderson gives it left side, gives it to Boyce, back out to Young. Young's going to run it down between the two circles. Now give it back out to Anderson. Anderson spins at the line, down the right side, and expecting Wallace to cut inside the baseline. Wallace went outside, and the ball went out of bounds.
Yeah, it's not on the same page. Again, not a lot of flow in the offense, really, for either team in the last couple of minutes. No points scored for either team in the last 2.5 minutes of play.
9-6, Canes with the lead. They get it to Smetanka, and they give it right back over to Miller. Smetanka now with the ball again, drives with the left side, with the left hand on the left wing. Gives it up top to Himrod. Now give it back to Smetanka. They're down to 1:18. Looks like they may try to take some time off the clock. They work between the two circles. There's a switch and almost stole by Wallace, but Burniser with it. Throws outside, wide open three. Front of the rim, no good. Ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. And last touch there by the Titans will go over to the Canes with 1:02 here to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, Canes faithful all wanted to travel there. It's turning to, after barely getting the pass there was Burniser. Looked like he shuffled the feet and got away with it. Seen 3 or 4 of those really that could have been called travels. Have seen them called travels depending on your officiating crew over the course of the year.
Anderson will bring it up here for the Canes. Under a minute here to play in the quarter. Gives it over to Wallace. Back to Anderson in the corner. Drives right baseline. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul. I believe they're going to get this one on Joey Miller. No, take that back. It's going to be Julian Vizaka.
Vizaka's going to get his first, and that is the team's second.
Anderson will throw it in. Gives it up to Young. Young top of the key, goes left side to Boyce. Back to Wells. Wells will back it off. Wells will drive down the lane. Stops at the line, leans forward off the glass, and good for 2.
That's just asserting your force, because that was really a difficult shot, but using the body to get solid positioning and absorb the contact.
Smetanka with the ball, top of the key. Smetanka dribbling behind the arc. Gives it up, gives it over to Miller. Miller guarded tight by Boyce. As the ball is going to be knocked away, and we get a whistle.
Yes, that's the right call. It was a timeout call from the Shaler bench before the pass was given off. That is a great call from the official on the far sideline to see that. That is a very good call, a 30-second timeout with 19 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Mark Shaw, Chris Murdoch, and Nick Carasone are our 3 officials here tonight, Tim, but that is a good call from the bench, really, to get a timeout from Coach Niederberger, because he saw his team was in trouble. And we'll always be critical of officials, but that was a great job there of officiating to get that call.
So 19.1 seconds remaining here in the quarter. The Canes lead by 5, 11-6.
5 points for Anderson, 4 for Wells, 2 for Perkins. Early score update, the Shannick and Shenango girls doing battle up the road. 7-2 your score there in favor of the Lady Lancers.
So the Titans will throw it in right in front of us with Smetanka. He'll throw it in the backcourt, get it to DeSabato, as he'll bring the ball up. They'll hand it off in the backcourt to Smetanka. We're down to 7 seconds. They work it down in the corner. The give and go shot was going to be blocked. Knocked out of bounds there. I think Wallace got it. No, was it Boyce?
It was Boyce who came over and smacked it out of bounds.
Couldn't quite see with the trees in front of me.
There were plenty of them, that's for sure. Good backdoor cut, but again, good help defense from Boyce to trail and block it away cleanly.
All right, they'll throw it up top. Gets it into the corner. They're going to get the shot off. Is it good? They're going to say it's good. A three-pointer from the corner.
I don't know about that one. But first, I thought the foot was on the line. The officials are going to have a conversation because that was definitely in his hands. And there they are. That is a good decision, good discussion. Again, the officials coming together and making sure the call on the court is correct. I don't care that you missed the call originally. If you can go and get the call correct in the end. Again, great officiating we've seen from these men in stripes in the last 20 seconds of the first half.
All right, let's take a 30-second timeout with the Canes leading 11-6 over the Titans. This is the home of the Red Hurricanes basketball on News Radio 1200 WKST.
Five. Wide front. 40. Where you want it? Take the bus to work, school, doctor's appointments, or shopping. With stops throughout Lawrence County and weekday service to Pittsburgh. Perfect for those of you who drive it every day. Saving yourself gas money and wear and tear on your vehicle. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or route schedules, log on to NewcastleTransAuthority.org. Get a Newcastle Transit Authority going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
And welcome back here to the Nikai High Fieldhouse. And tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Washington Center Physical Therapy. When your doctor orders physical therapy, tell them you want Washington Center Physical Therapy. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George. Your insurance company's not always on your side, but the attorneys at LGKGR. The GNC Community Federal Credit Union with 2 locations on Wilmington Road, Mechanic, and downtown Newcastle. And the Newcastle Transit Authority, providing residents of Lawrence County with safe, dependable, affordable transportation. 8 minutes on the clock as we enter the second quarter. The Canes with the ball as Anderson will bring it across the timeline. Anderson goes left side to Perkins. Inside to Boyce. Boyce gives it back to Perkins, over to Anderson. As Anderson works down the left lane, now throws it back out to Boyce. It is Wells for a deep 3, top of the key, no good. Rebound there by Graham. Graham puts it in for 2.
That's the first offensive rebound of the game for Newcastle. They were out-rebounded 3-0 on the offensive glass.
Stolen by Wells and stolen right back by Burster. Shot no good, picked up by Wells. Wells bounce pass out to Boyce. Boyce lays it off the glass and puts it in for 2.
And there's a whistle and a timeout called from the Shaler sideline, and that's what you didn't see. Newcastle getting in transition, even though that wasn't on a turnover. Nothing, no. They thought he was asking for timeout and was not. So this is going to be no timeout. They're going to have the... So, yeah, no timeout. Inadvertent whistle. Possession will stay just with Shaler.
7:20 remaining here in the quarter. 15-6, Canes with the lead. So the Canes showing pressure in the backcourt. They get it in to Orga. Orga gives it right back up to Semtenka. Back to Orga as he crosses the timeline. Working it into the corner to Miller. Back out to Semtenka. And he's going to, they're going to get, I think, yes, they're going to get Anderson on that check foul.
So his first, team's 4th. 2 team fouls the other way.
So Semtenka will throw it in.
Good balance scoring for the Canes. All 5 starters with points here in the first 10 minutes of play.
Gets the inbound pass. Now they give it up to Semtenka, over to Orga. Orga to Burnister inside. Falls down but gets the pass off. They keep control and give it back to Semtenka. Semtenka to Burnister, and they'll work it back out on top to Orga. Orga down the right lane, takes it with the right hand, shot no good. Rebound there by Jonathan Anderson. Anderson on the move, finds Boyce underneath it. It's a little too taut for him, a little too far away. He got his hands on it, but he couldn't handle it. Goes out on the baseline.
Yeah, it was a block by Kamari Perkins actually on the other end. Again, just Orga getting into the lane with almost too much ease. He just slips right through a double team to do so, but a great job of help defense again. Perkins getting the block.
Orga gives it up to DeSabato as they work it down into Burnister. He turns around. Is he going to get walked? Yeah. That time they called the walk on the move.
Yeah, it was a good no call last time. He was somehow able to keep the pivot foot, but definitely not this time.
So the Canes get it on the turnover with 6:20 remaining here in the second quarter, leading 15-6. Anderson with the ball goes left side to Wells. Wells fakes a 3, goes right side to Perkins. Perkins goes left side to Boyce. He'll take the three. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound there by DeSabato as he gives the ball up into the corner to Orga. Takes the three over everything, and rebound there by Wells. Wells gives it over to Anderson as Anderson brings the ball into full court. Anderson down the middle, takes a shot. He's fouled. And
travel.
Oh, they're going to call it travel? Okay.
Yeah, tried a Euro step, but picked up the dribble just a split second too soon.
Give it to Caden Orga as he brings the ball up. Orga dribbling the ball between the two circles. Will give it up to DeSabato. DeSabato looking left wing. Goes over to Bernicer. Give it up top now to Ortega, right side. To DeSabato. They give it back left side for a deep three. Good. And that is by Miller. Josh Miller on the point.
First three-pointer made of the game for Shaler. They were 0 for 4 before that. Canes 1 of 4 now.
Canes with the ball in the forecourt. Boyce tries to find Perkins underneath, and Perkins can't handle the pass. Hits the baseline and goes out of bounds.
And I think a nice timeout called here by Coach Blunter just to try to calm the troops for a minute. A 30-second timeout taken with 5:07 remaining here in the first half.
Washington Center Physical Therapy. When your doctor orders physical therapy, tell them you want Washington Center Physical Therapy, your one-stop solution for orthopedic services, serving Lawrence County for over 30 years. Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George. Your insurance company is not always on your side, but the attorneys of LGKG are. Visit them online at lgkg.com. Call their law offices at LGKG for your free consultation today. Keeping promises for over 80 years. So 5 minutes, 5 seconds remaining here in the first half. On the court for the Canes is Graham, Anderson, Boyce, Perkins, and Wells.
Another game going on in the county tonight, Tim. Girls for Class 1A, Union hosting Eden Christian.
They get it in to Orga as he gives it right back out to Simteka. Back to Orga as he's going to get reached in, and he's going to get fouled there by Perkins. So they'll throw it in on the far side. Josh Miller will do the chores.
That's the first on Perkins.
They get it into Orga. Orga dribbling with, throws cross court to DeSabato. DeSabato guarded there by Anderson. Goes right side back to Orga. To Miller. Miller takes the long three. Shot no good. Rebound there by Anderson. As Anderson brings the ball out. Finds Perkins on the right wing. Perkins going to travel with the ball. They're going to call a charge. Okay.
That's his second back-to-back fouls. Will send Perkins to the bench.
Yeah. DeJon Young will check in.
31! Yeah, 31! Come on, Joe!
And they'll show some pressure here in the backcourt by the Canes. They do get it in as they bring it up with Orga. Orga loses control of the dribble, finds someone underneath. That's Miller. Miller takes it off the glass and good for two.
Yeah, good job by Graham down low, contesting, going straight up with that jump, avoiding what could have been his third foul, but just a better play by Orga.
Down to 4:15 here to play in the quarter. Canes by 4. With the ball is the Canes to get it over to Mike Wells in the corner for three. Good!
He knew that one was good right out of his hand. Pure stroke on that one from Michael Wells.
They bring it ball in the forecourt here for the Titans. They work it into the corner. It's Miller. Miller drives baseline, throws cross court. We're going to get a three there by Orga. Shot taken, no good. Ball battled there for the Titans by Bernicer, and he is going to...
Stepped on the sideline, it looks like.
Yeah, I was going to say, stepped on the baseline, and he'll turn it back over to the Canes.
So a 7-point advantage just past the midway point now of this second quarter, Tim. Again, not a lot of flow either team offensively. Like to see Newcastle try to get out and running here a little bit.
Graham gives it over to Young. Young on the left side. Gives it back to Wells. Wells dribbles behind the back. Now gives it over to Wallace for a three. Back of the rim, no good. Ball batted in the air and picked up there by Miller for the Titans as they give it quickly over to DeSabato as he goes left side. Back to Miller. They work it into the left corner. to Semteka inside to Burser, and he is going to get called for a jump ball as Wallace gets in and ties him up.
Yeah, it was a front defensive play from Wells. He was fronting the post man. They try to go over the top, and Wallace, the help defense over the top, gets there right as the ball does and gets all ball to tie it up. Possession error will stay, though, with the Titans.
3:22 remaining here in the second. As they get it in, as the ball's loose on the ground, and the Canes are going to pick it up, throw it forward, but it's going to be picked up there by DeSabato. Knocked away again, and the Canes get it. Wells throws an outlet pass for Boys a little too far, as Boys dove for it like a wide receiver, and fell incomplete.
I mean, first off, the ball on the floor, the first player couldn't get it, and then Young gets it all in one motion, trying to push it forward as he's sliding on the court. Great effort, but well read actually by a Shaler defender to steal it back, and then Wells, Hail Mary, maybe trying a bit too much, too quick right there. I think Coach Blunder wants to see his team just kind of calm down a little bit, kind of, you're going a little bit too fast for your liking.
DeSabato throws cross court, gets it to Himrod. Into the corner, shot taken, no good. Battle for the rebound between Wells and Bersimer, and it's going to go with the Canes. The ball got last touched there by the Titans going out of bounds.
Yeah, the 6'6" senior Bernicer was going against both senior Michaels and almost won the battle. He was the last to touch at OB.
Boyce gets the ball and gets it out to Wallace into the corner to Young. Young with the three, rolls the rim, no good. Boyce with the offensive board. Gives it back to Young to Graham, left side to Wells for three. Good. Mike Wells now with back-to-back threes, and it's 21-11 Canes.
And now 10 for Newcastle. Deflected pass, another steal.
And they get an outlet to Boyce. Boyce runs the court, pulls it off the glass. Good for two. 23-11 Canes. DeSabato with the ball in the forecourt. Directing traffic. We'll work it right side. Loose ball again. This time picked up by Wallace to Boyce to Wells. Wells behind the back pass is going to be picked off there by Miller. And the ball's on the ground. And I believe they're going to get Wallace on the foul.
First one for Wallace, but that's going to put the Titans into the bonus. So 1-and-1 free throws coming.
So Joey Miller will be at the line here for Shaler. Joey's shot is good to make it 23-12 with 2:02 remaining here in the first half.
First points from Miller. 5 Titans in the scorebook, 5 Canes in the scorebook. Michael Wells leading all scorers with 10.
So Joey Miller looks again at the line, trying to complete the pair, and shoots. Back of the rim, no good. Gets his own rebound, stolen away there by Graham, and Graham is going to get fouled? Yes. And they're going to get that on Joey Miller, reaching in on Graham.
Yeah, after he got pickpocketed from getting his own rebound on a missed free throw, which should never happen, by the way. Graham at least working in there, getting the steal, and then in the end able to draw the foul as they cross the timeline. Only the third, though, against Shaler here tonight.
Anderson, Wallace, Graham, Wells, and Young on the court here for the Canes. They work it out to Graham. Graham gives a cross course. It's Young. Young from the corner. Three, good.
Big shot from Young in the corner. Only his 5th made three of the year.
As they bring it up court with DeSabato. And it is a whistle, and they're going to get Graham again.
That's his 3rd.
And Graham will probably come out here for the last minute 36 here of the first half as Isaiah Boyce getting ready to check back in.
It's 1-1, right? Yeah, subs should be coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little confusion there. They were trying to...
Wasn't sure if he had to wait or not. Yeah.
Yeah, no one went over to check anybody in. So it is a 1-and-1 attempt coming for DeSabato, looking for his first points in the game.
So DeSabato's shot is up and good. 26-13, Canes with the lead. Joey DeSabato at the line. Second shot is good. And Josh Miller will now check in here for the Titans. Canes with the ball as they bring it up with Anderson. Down to a minute 30 here to play in the quarter. Give it over to Wells. Wells top of the key, pull up three. Back of the rim, no good. Goes into the corner. Run down by Boyce, out to Young. Young to Anderson. Anderson works down with the right hand, takes a shot, a runner, good.
His first point since the first quarter there, and a good job to absorb contact. The little guy is Anderson, but absorbs heavy contact and gets a soft touch.
28-14 Canes. Samenka inside the arc, down to the lane, takes a jump shot, and shot goes off to the left side and out of bounds, no good. And the Canes will take over on that errant shot.
Yeah, Shaler's been putting on a little three-quarter court pressure, like a 1-2-2 trap, and kind of interesting because I think that actually he's playing into Newcastle's favor in these last couple possessions.
Anderson with the ball between the two circles. They're going to look like they're going to play maybe for the last shot here.
Or at least they're going to try to get Shaler to come out and defend them. Well, 4 corners right now with now 40 seconds to go.
Anderson with the ball as he works it back towards the middle of the court. We're down to 30 seconds to play. 28-14, Canes with the lead. We're down to 21 seconds. Give the ball over to Young on the right wing. Back to Anderson and back to Young. We're down to 15 seconds.
And now they're not going to let Anderson get it back.
Anderson gets it back from Young. Down to 7 seconds. Anderson with the ball down to 5 seconds. Drives into the lane, makes a Euro step, takes a shot. No good. Ball got followed up by by Anderson. Anderson's shot's no good. But we have reached halftime here at the Nikai High Fieldhouse as the Canes lead by 14, 28-14 here over Shaler Titans.
Yeah, it's a very a weird first half, Tim.
Yeah.
Not a lot of flow. Shaler shooting 28% from the field. Newcastle over 50%, but they aren't getting those second chance opportunities and not forcing a whole heck of a lot of turnovers. And they are getting a few. It's 11 turnovers forced in the first half by Newcastle, but very few live ball turnovers to get out in transition. An interesting first half, but in the end, the Canes defense flexing their muscles, just allowing 14 points and doubling up the Titans at the break.
All right, we're going to take a timeout here at halftime with the Canes leading 28-14 over Shaler here in the second round of the 5A Boys Basketball Championships in the WPIAL. You're watching on stream with lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP and the TribLive High School Sports Network. You're listening to it on the home of the Red Hurricanes Basketball News Radio 1200 WKST.
Washington resident Newcastle area 1987. They are the official physical therapy center for Newcastle Athletics and specializes in orthopedic problems, especially the knee and shoulder. When your doctor orders physical therapy, by law, you have a choice of where to go. Choose Washington Center Physical Therapy for your best outcome. Visit them on the web, WashingtonCentrEPT.com. Washington Center Physical Therapy in downtown Newcastle, a proud sponsor of high school sports.
GNC Community Federal Credit Union.
How is your bank treating you? Do you feel like just another person in a really large crowd? Well, maybe it's time to look for an alternative financial institution like GNC Community Federal Credit Union. GNC is a safe, consumer-friendly financial service provider that offers consumers with alternatives. Visit GNCFCU.com or stop by one of their 2 locations on South Jefferson Street or 2907 Wilmington Road, Newcastle. Federally insured by NCUA.
And welcome back here to the Nikai High Fieldhouse as we are at halftime with the Canes leading the Titans here in round 2, 28-14, in a I don't even know how to explain it. Not really no flow to the game, kind of a choppy game, a power game is maybe the best way to explain it, as it's been a physical game as the Canes led 11-6 after 1 and outscored Shaler 17-8 in the second quarter as we're at 28-14. Michael Wells with 2 big threes in the first half, but more importantly, I thought his physicalness inside against the big burnister and also his power moves inside, using his strength and his power to get inside the lane at times.
Yeah, and this is definitely the most physical team that we've seen the Canes play this year, I would say, Tim. It's been very It's been very interesting how this game has gone all around, but they have used their strength as well, especially, and on the defensive end more than anything, all around, both he and Perkins when they're down there, and then the help defense behind. You saw Wallace get a tie-up working as a double team down low over the top. You saw Boyce block a couple of shots away. Those are the kind of plays that you're going to need to have. It's not just your bigs going up one-on-one, because honestly, you're probably going to lose that battle more often than not when you're going one-on-one like that. But to be able to go and fight your way through and limit him, 4 points, really, that was in the first 2 or 3 minutes. He hasn't scored since, has Logan Berniser. So an interesting aspect to that, because you didn't see him out there probably the last 2-3 minutes of the first half either, Tim, and they went back into like a 1-3-1 trapping zone, three-quarter court, and I think that kind of helped Newcastle at first to get a little bit of speed, but then the next couple possessions, it did the complete opposite. It slowed him down. So Shaler, from the looks of it, they're very content with having that happen. You'll give up a bucket here or there, kind of like a Newcastle press defense. You'll give up a bucket here or there if you can alter what the offense wants to do on all the other possessions. And, yeah, a very interesting choppy, that is a great way to put it. The choppiness, not a lot of flow to it, and that's what leads to this halftime score of 28-14.
Yeah, and the Canes were trying to get their running game going. The running Canes were actually just doing that. A couple overthrown passes, a couple turnovers on both sides of the timeline when they had trying to get the ball moving, really kind of added to that anti-flow of the game. You can see they were like, every time they wanted to push the ball, sometimes it would just, I wouldn't say it was the Titans' defense as much, it was just the Canes not being able to complete the play the way they were hoping to do.
Yeah, and it's crazy to me, Tim, like looking at that first half, the Canes are shooting over 50%.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah, which is great, but does it feel that way?
No, it doesn't.
No, it really doesn't. The Titans are shooting 28%. Does it feel that way? Yes, that I think it does. Like I would have expected to see the numbers both down in the 20 or 30%, but a few too many turnovers for Newcastle, 8 that they committed in the first half. I have them all coming in that second quarter. A lot of unforced turnovers, trying to do too much too quickly, and not many offensive rebounds in the first half either. Only 3, including the one right there at the buzzer for Jonathan Anderson. So I think that needs to be cleaned up, get a little bit more on the offensive glass. They gave up a few too many offensive rebounds in the first quarter. They tidied that up at least in the second quarter. Now I want to see them get a little bit stronger on the offensive glass themselves, Newcastle, and try to extend this lead, because right now this is a tough physical game that the teams are having to fight through today with a trip to the semis on the line.
All right, we're going to take another 2-minute timeout here at halftime. When we come back, we'll try to get you scores. We're on the WPIAL and some of the local action going on as you're watching lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP, along with the TribLive High School Sports Network, and listening live on the home of the Red Hurricanes, News Radio 1200 WKST.
It said the defense is the key to a championship team. This season, when it comes to personal injury, you want of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George. They are your personal injury law firm. Sports fans know the best good off. You're injured. Let LGKG defend your rights by going after the injury compensation you deserve. Call Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George for a free consultation today. 724-658-85. LGKG.com. Good luck to all the teams this season from Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George.
Gas continues to rise, so why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Take the bus to work, school, doctor's appointments, or shopping, with stops throughout Lawrence County and weekday service to Pittsburgh. Perfect for those of you who drive it every day, saving yourself gas money and wear and tear on your vehicle. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or route schedules, log on to NewcastleTransitAuthority.org. And the Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Washington Center Physical Therapy has been helping residents of the Newcastle area since 1987. They are the official physical therapy center for Newcastle Athletics and specializes in orthopedic problems, especially the knee and shoulder. When your doctor orders physical therapy by law, you have a choice of where to go. Choose Washington Center Physical Therapy for your best outcome. Visit them on the web, WashingtonCentrEPT.com. Washington Center Physical Therapy in downtown Newcastle, a proud sponsor of high school sports.
GNC Community Federal Credit Union.
How is your bank treating you? Do you feel like just another person in a really large crowd? Well, maybe it's time to look for an alternative financial institution like GNC Community Federal Credit Union. GNC is a safe, consumer-friendly financial service provider that offers consumers with alternatives. Visit GNCFCU.com or stop by one of their 2 locations on South Jefferson Street or 2907 Wilmington Road, Newcastle. Federally insured by NCUA.
Welcome back here to the Nikai High Fieldhouse as the Canes lead the Titans here in the second round of the WPIAL 5A Boys Basketball Championship, 28-14. As we get ready, close here for the third period action. James, we got any scores from around the area?
Yeah, let's start with Class 5A here, Tim. Winner of this one takes on the winner of Mars and Gateway. The 3-seed Mars Fighting Planets leading 34-27 at halftime. Here, 28-14, Newcastle leading Shaler. The top half of the bracket, Laurel Highlands goes on a big run to end the first half. They have a 28-21 lead. Man, it's football night here.
It is.
28-14 here, 28-21 out there at Laurel Highlands. And Penn Hill's the other team in 5A. The other game against Highlands, they lead 26-22. So low-scoring games all around Class 5A tonight. Interesting there. In the county, how's this one for a potential upset brewing? The defending champions in Class 3A and 1-seed Elwood City, they trail 30-25 against Avonworth at the halftime break. Right down the road, Neshannock leading Shenango in girls basketball 19-8 at the halftime break. The Lady Scots of Union also leading against Eden Christian 20-8 over Eden in that game at the halftime break. And the other local game going on right now, also in 3A boys, late in the second quarter, Neshannock and Aliquippa tied at 19. If you're watching at lcsportsnet.com, we got some of those scores scrolling across the bottom as they come along. We add them on to the list, and you can check out there as you listen to us here on News Radio 1200 WKST. And we got a Pete Sirianni sighting here at the Fieldhouse.
All right, we're not too far away from the start of the second half of tonight's ball game. And again, we get to tell you tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Washington Center Physical Therapy. When your doctor orders physical therapy, tell them you want Washington Center Physical Therapy. Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George. Your insurance company is not always on your side, but the attorneys of LGKG are. The GNC Community Federal Credit Union. Visit them on their 2 locations on Wilmington Road in Neshannock or in downtown Newcastle. The Newcastle Transit Authority, providing residents of Lawrence County with safe, dependable, affordable transportation. Why drive when you can relax and ride? All routes around Lawrence County and daily routes to Pittsburgh. Remember, senior citizen, ride for free. All right, 8 minutes on the clock as the Canes come out to start the second half with Boyce, Graham, Anderson, Perkins, and Wells. And we get the throw in from Boyce to Anderson as he crosses the timeline. Bounce pass inside the arc to Wells. Back out to Graham. Over to Boyce, right wing for 3. Rolls the rim, no good. Rebound there by Miller. Miller gets it out to DeSabato. It's DeSabato with the ball, dribbles on the right wing. Now works back between the 2 circles, guarded there by Michael Graham. Goes left side as they try to around the perimeter. They work it into Miller. Miller spins it in the lane, gives it back out. Simtenka gives it back up top. They work it down with Orga. Orga gets underneath, takes a little jumper shot, no good. Rebound there by Perkins. Gives it out to Graham, and Graham brings the ball in the forecourt. Graham into the corner. It's Wells for 3 from the right side. Shot no good. Rebound by Orga. Orga will bring the ball in the forecourt.
One and done again, Tim. There's no one in there for the rebound.
They work it down to Bursener as he gives it back out. 3 from the corner, rolls the rim and falls off. Rebound there by Wells. Wells will bring the ball in the forecourt here for the Canes. Gives it over to Anderson. Anderson back out to Graham, to Boyce as they work around on the motion offense. Work it down inside to Anderson, back out to Boyce, to Wells, to Graham. Graham with the ball between the 2 circles. Michael drives inside now, gives it back out to Boyce, to Anderson. Anderson will drive left hand, in on left lane, takes a shot, rolls the rim, no good, gets his own rebound, goes up strong, and is fouled by Logan Bernicer from behind.
Well, the smallest guy on the court and you get the biggest guy on the court to jump on a pump. Very impressive play there from Anderson. And I have to correct myself, Tim. Said that the Mars Planets were leading at the half. That was backwards. Gateway, the 6th seed, is leading Mars at the halftime break.
Oh, wow.
Now a 40-27 lead for Gateway over the Planets.
So Anderson's first shot is up and good. As Josh Miller checks in now here for the Titans. So Anderson will be looking to complete the pair. Takes the shot and does, and it's 30-14. Canes with the lead. 6:26 remaining here in the third quarter. Pressure in the backcourt. They're going to get it over to DeSabato as he works in the forecourt. Give it back out to Miller. Left side to DeSabato for three. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound there by Anderson. He outlets it to Wells. Wells works down underneath. Takes it to the hole. Shot no good. Follows it up with his own miss. And it's good for two.
Yeah, kind of a flop job there from the Shaler defender, and that left Wells with an easy putback on his own miss.
Samteka for a deep three. Shot taken, no good. Rebound there by Perkins. Gives it out to Graham to Anderson. Anderson in the forecourt. Anderson outside to Boyce. Drives down the right baseline. Takes it to the hole. Up and good. 34-14. Canes with a 20-point lead. Bringing it up is DeSabato. Gives it over to Samteka. Takes the shot to the line. Puts it in for two.
And that's one of the few jumpers that have gone in really for Shaler all day tonight. Or all night tonight, excuse me. It's been a long day tonight.
Yes, it has. Anderson gives it into the corner to Boyce. Back to Anderson. Anderson gives it back over to Boyce. They work it left side to Graham. Drives down the right lane with the right hand shot. No good. Followed up by Perkins. Puts it in for two.
That almost acted like a pass, like it was intentional off the window because Perkins had great position to rebound on the back side.
They bring it up with Orga. Throw inside to the big guy. Bersener goes up and he's blocked from behind, and they're going to get Perkins for the foul.
It was pretty clean from the sounds of it, but when you go up like that and basically go over the top of Bersener to make the block, yeah, you're going to get the foul, and that is the third on Kamari Perkins.
So Logan Bernicer will go to the line, shooting two here for the Titans. First shot is up, hits the rim, bounces away, no good. Score remains a 20-point lead here for the Canes, 36-16.
Yeah, Bernicer, one of the top scorers on this Shaler team, still looking for his first point since the first quarter.
Try to split the pair, and does. Makes it 36-17. The Canes come quickly into the forecourt with Anderson. Goes over to Graham, back to Boyce. Boyce drives down the left side. Gives it over to Wells. Wells turnaround jumper off the glass, good for two.
I love the use of the backboard on that shot. We're going to have a whistle and a stoppage in play as Boyce came down. He went into the lane, knocked the ball, or got knocked off from what would have been a shot, so then didn't take the shot. And now we have an issue here. The clock's still running this entire time. They finally got that. But he gets the pass off to Wells and hit his head on his way down.
They bring it in the forecourt with DeSabato. DeSabato with the ball top of the key, working right wing. Stops his dribble. He's guarded there tightly by Anderson. Tucked away there on the pass by Graham. Graham down the middle, contested off the glass for two.
Oh, what a great job. You hear the dead call, you're in denial. He sees the eyes and like a defensive back just puts the hand up and pokes it away.
And we're going to have another chance for a steal now. We're going to get a whistle and a foul, I believe, on Boyce.
And you can read his lips saying, I didn't touch him. And
no, he did it, but he fell on the ground, and that's what's going to get the call most of the time.
Yep. Good news is that's only the first against Boyce and the second against the Canes in this quarter.
So the Titans will throw it into the backcourt. They'll give it to Caden Orga. Orga brings the ball in the forecourt. Orga works right wing, gives it back over to Sabato. Bounce pass inside, and it's going to be behind his cutter in Samteka, and it goes out of bounds, and the Canes will take over.
And we got a line change coming in for the Titans. 3 new players coming into the lineup for Shaler.
So the Canes bring it up with Jonathan Anderson. 4 minutes, 5 seconds remaining here in the third. They work it in the corner to Graham, to Wells. Cross-court pass. Boyce by himself in the corner. Takes the three, shot no good. Battle for the ball is going to land into the hands of Himrod, and he gets it out as they give it over to to Sabato. Shot by Miller is going to be blocked. Picked up there by the Canes as they get it in the outlet. The Boys, and Boys is going to try to bounce past the Wells. They're going to be intercepted there by Himrod as they bring the ball back up. As they bring it into forecourt, Viscosco takes the shot, no good. Rebound there by Graham. Graham outlets it to Boys, bounce past the Wells. This time that works. Off the glass for two, and a timeout taken here by the Canes.
Yeah, the exact same scenario. The bounce pass the first time just didn't quite have enough mustard on it, Tim, to get there. Himrod with the quick hands to knock it away. That time, a little more strength in the bounce pass, able to get it from Boyce to Wells for the lay-in.
So the Canes up 42-17 with 3:25 remaining here in the third quarter. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George. Your insurance company is not always on your side, but the attorneys LGKGR. Visit them online at lgkg.com. Call the law offices of LGKG for your free consultation today. Keeping promises for over 80 years.
Again, score update from the Mars Gateway game. Last we heard it was a 27-40 deficit for Mars. The 6-seed Gateway currently leading in that one.
So an upset brewing there. And that is the winner of that game. Will take on the winner of tonight's game between Newcastle and Shaler. With the Canes up 42-17. Miller will throw it in. That is Joey Miller as he gets it in to Orga. Caden Orga will bring the ball into forecourt here for the Titans. Goes over to Miller, back to Orga. Orga dribbles with the right hand down the right lane, gives it back out as they work it back behind the arc with Orga. Orga drives inside the lane, stops his dribble. Guarded there by Graham as the ball poked away there by Wells, but picked up by there Bursiner as he brings it inside. They're going to Miller with a turnaround jumper shot, no good. Miller tries to get his own rebound, can't. Picks it up is Young, and Young gets it out to Boys for two. As Orga brings the ball to forecourt. Orga with the ball, loses control, and we get a whistle, and they're going to get Graham on a call again, aren't they?
And so that's his fourth. It is.
Yes. .241 remaining here in the third, and Michael Graham will come take a seat as Jonathan Anderson will replace him in the lineup. The Titans will throw it in. They'll throw it into the backcourt. Get to Viscosco. See, he has the ball now. Give it over to Orga. Orga to Bursiner. Bursiner drives inside, takes the shot, and rolls the rim. No good. But we have a whistle, and they're going to get a turnover against the Titans. A charge against Logan. Bursiner, and they'll give the ball back to the Canes here with 25 remaining here in the third. Anderson with the ball, brings into forecourt. Anderson goes left side into the corner. It's Boys for three. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound there by Bursiner. Gets it out as they work it down the court to Viscosco. Give it back to Bursiner. Over left side to Orga. Back to Viscosco. Takes a shot, no good. Rebound there by the Canes. As the Canes will bring the ball in the forecourt. Give it over to Young. Young works inside, takes a nice move off the glass, good for two. 46-17 Canes. Orga with the ball. Orga stops his dribble, throws it up top, gets it to Miller. Miller hands it off to Viscosco. As they work it inside, jumper taken inside by Orga is up and good, and we're going to have a timeout taken here by Shaler. So a full timeout with a minute 32 remaining here in the quarter. GNC Community Federal Credit Union. Visit one of their two locations on Wilmington Road in Neshannock or in downtown Newcastle. Visit them online at gncfcu.com. The Newcastle Transit Authority, providing residents of Lawrence County with a safe, dependable, affordable public transportation. Why drive when you can relax and ride? Routes all around Lawrence County and daily routes to Pittsburgh. And remember, senior citizens ride for free. 1 minute, 32 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. The Canes leading the Titans 46-19.
Apologize if you're watching on lcsportsnet.com. Lost video there. We're working to get that back here in a moment. 46-19, minute 32 remaining if you're listening at lcsportsnet.com. And again, we thank all of our partners there with LC Sportsnet and allowing us to get us on News Radio 1200 WKST as well.
So the Canes will throw it in. Young will have the chores. Gets it into Boyce to Anderson. Anderson down the lane with the right hand off the glass. Good for two. 48-19 Canes.
I love that. Just go right to the rack, Anderson.
DeSabato brings the ball in the forecourt here for the Titans. Dribbles underneath the basket, throws it outside. We get a three from the corner. It's good. And that is by Josh Miller for three. 48-22 Canes. Mike Wells brings it across the timeline, gets it in the corner to Walls, back to Wells. Wells looking into the arc, dribbles outside, gives it over to Boyce, back to Wells, in the corner for three, front of the rim, no good. Ball on the ground, and it's going to be picked up there by the Titans. DeSabato brings the ball in the forecourt. DeSabato gives it outside as they work it inside on a give and go, and shot is going to be waved off as a foul. He's going to go against Anderson here for the Canes.
His second, but the team's fourth, down under a minute to play in this third quarter.
41.4 seconds remaining here in the quarter. Berniser with the ball now, gives it back out to Orga, back to Berniser, and he'll take it to the hole, off the glass, good for two. 48-24, Canes with the 24-point lead. Anderson with the ball in the forecourt. Some pressure in the backcourt, and Boyce going to get it, and a timeout called here by the Canes.
And again, just the pressure in that backcourt. Again, just kind of switching it up a little bit, and a timeout taken by Coach Blundo. He has three to use, so he's going to burn one of them here just to make sure, again, that everybody's on the same page, maybe draw something up coming out of this timeout to work against the press.
Washington Center Physical Therapy. When your doctor orders physical therapy, tell them you want Washington Center Physical Therapy, your one-stop solution for orthopedic services. Serving Lawrence County for over 30 years. Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George. Your insurance company is not always on your side, but the attorneys of LGKG are. Visit them online at lgkg.com. Call their law offices of LGKG for your free consultation today. Keep them promises for over 80 years.
Tim, real quick, couple other score updates. Now in the fourth quarter, Gateway leading Mars by 10. Penn Hills over Highlands right now by 39-31 scoreline.
22.1 seconds remaining here in the third. 48-24 lead here for the Canes.
And how about this one? Laurel Highlands, the top seed, leading Hampton by 3 at the end of 3.
Wow.
36-33.
Wallace gives it over to Anderson in the backcourt, as the Canes most likely to play for the last shot of the quarter. Down to 15 seconds. Give it over to Wells, back to Anderson, down to 10 seconds. The Canes will engage, down to 7 seconds. Anderson with the ball behind the back, dribbles into the lane, takes the jumper, and gets a traveling call against Anderson, and they'll turn the ball over with 3.3 seconds. So they're going to play some pressure defense here. They get it into Sabato. He'll get the long half-court shot off, too high and out of bounds, and they'll end the third quarter with the Canes leading by 24, 48-24. You're listening to the home of the Red Hurricanes on News Radio 1200 WKST.
And the defense is injury. You want the winning team. George, they are your personal injury law firm. Sports fans know the best defense is a good offense. When you're injured, let LGKG defend your rights by going after the injury compensation you deserve. Call Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George for a free consultation today, 724-658-8535, or go to lgkg.com. Good luck to all the teams this season from Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George.
8 minutes on the clock as we enter the fourth quarter with the Canes leading 48-24.
Well, the Canes doubled up Shaler at the halftime break, 28-14. They double up Shaler in the third quarter, 20-10. So any math majors out there can tell you that means that they are still doubling up Shaler on the scoreboard, 48-24, as we get ready to start this fourth quarter. Again, the winner takes on either Gateway or Mars. Last check there was a 10-point advantage for Gateway, the 6th seed, over the 3 seed of the Mars Fighting Planets. On the other side, Laurel Highlands, the 1 seed, up by 3. And Penn Hills, the 4 seed, leading Highlands by 8. So close games in the other 3 contests, and a 24-point advantage here for the Canes as we start the fourth quarter. Mike Wells, as you see on your screen if you're watching online at lcsportsnet.com, 16 points to lead all scorers, 11 for Jonathan Anderson. Those are the only 2 players in double figures tonight.
All right. 8 minutes on the clock as we enter the fourth quarter here on WKST News Radio 1200, along with lcsportsnet.com and the TribLive High School Sports Network. As we get ready, as Samteka brings the ball in the forecourt. Samteka will dribble in between the 2 circles, guarded there by Anderson. As he goes right side, gives it to Bursener, back to Samteka. Dribbles with the left hand, gives it back out. Orca drives down the left baseline, shot no good. Rebound there by Boyce. Boyce with the ball, brings the ball in the forecourt, gives it over to Anderson. Anderson with the ball, directing traffic. Gives it over to Wells, to Graham.
The Canes are going to go 4 quarters here, Tim, try to ice this game a little bit.
Wells with the top of the key 3, front of the rim, no good. Rebound there by Bursener.
I say that, and then Wells takes a step back 3-pointer. Serves me right.
Bringing it up is DeSabato as he gives it back over to Samteka. Inside to Bursener. Bursener takes the shot up and good with the foul against Perkins.
That's one of the few times that we've seen him actually try to just get Burneser on the block and let him be a post player, make a post move, and he just got Kamari Perkins his 4th foul in the process.
And 2 more substitutions coming in here for the Titans. 7:03 remaining here in the fourth quarter as Burneser at the line trying to complete a 3-point play, and does. 48-27, Canes with the lead. Anderson brings the ball in the forecourt. Anderson on the move, throws it to the corner to Boyce as they work it back out to Wells. Give it over to Isaiah Boyce. Boyce with the ball, dribbling with the left hand on the left side. Hands it off to Graham. Graham with the left hand, drives down the left lane, finds Perkins underneath, goes up strong and lays it off the glass for 2. 50-27 Canes. They work it in the forecourt. Give it over to Vizcaca as he gives the ball up, as stolen there by the Canes as they bring the ball in, find Wells underneath. Wells loses control, gets the ball back. Second shot by Wells, up and good.
How many times has he done that in his 4-year career? Misses the shot but just gets his own rebound.
They work it underneath, give it to Bursener, and it's blocked by Perkins. Perkins goes for the rebound, and what are they going to get, a call against Perkins? Or are they going to get this? Okay.
It's going to go against Vizcaca as he was trying to get the loose ball, but how about that? A big block there for Perkins, playing with 4 fouls to go up there strong. And he played that, it was a 2-on-1 against him. He had to come over to help and then got back in recovery, and now he'll be the inbounder.
So Perkins will throw it in, gets it into Anderson. 6:15 remaining here in the fourth. 52-27, Canes with the lead. Bounce pass over to Graham, cross-court pass to Boyce, into the corner, goes Wells. Wells drives right baseline, shot no good. Gets his own rebound, goes up strong, second time, good for 2.
Look familiar? It should. It's exactly what just happened, just from the right side of the block instead of the left.
DeSabato gives it up as they work it out. Work it over to Himrod. Himrod with the left hand goes up strong, no good. Bursener gets the rebound and puts it up and in.
And that's one of the few times that the big body, just with the right positioning, too much to handle.
Anderson drives, goes inside, and the ball's going to be blocked and goes out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Canes.
Yeah, score update, Tim. Elwood City in trouble. They're down double digits in the fourth quarter to Avonworth. So the 1 seed and defending champions in 3A may be heading home early. Still have a chance to make it to states based on what happens the rest of the way in the tournament. But man, that could be a tough. That's a big shocker.
Yeah.
That's at home too.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Give the ball to Anderson, top of the key here for the Canes. Over to Wells. Wells goes right side to Perkins. Back left side to Graham. Over to Boyce on the left wing. Right wing, left wing now to Anderson. Right wing to Wells. Wells drives down the right side, puts it off the glass, and good for 2.
Yeah, went right up over Bernicer, too, to put it off the window and in.
56-29, Canes with the lead. They work it around to Miller. Back left side to right side to Orga. Orga with the ball, gives it up to Himrod. Himrod back to Orga. Orga with the left hand goes left side. Gives it to Miller, drives back into the lane, turnaround jumper, shot taken, no good. Ball batted in the air, picked up there by Perkins, gives it over to Anderson. 4:40 remaining here in the fourth. Canes with the ball in the forecourt. Anderson dribbling with the right hand, down the right lane, and is going to be blocked, but he's going to get fouled. And they're going to get Miller on that foul. And I'll put Jonathan Miller at the line.
Anderson on the year, a 59% free throw shooter. Try to get you some other scores here while we have a moment, Tim. Union Ladies leading by a score of 33-15 at the end of the third quarter. Looks like they're about to make it to the WPIAL semifinals. Latest score for Neshannock and Shenango there in the fourth quarter, 32-15. Neshannock leading against the Cats.
Anderson's first shot was up and good, makes it 57-29.
At a clock adjustment, the clock had kept running. They put it at 4:25.
Anderson looks and shoots and puts it in. 58-29, Canes with the lead. DeSabato brings the ball in the forecourt. Dribbles with the left hand down the left side, and he's going to travel with the ball as he tried to grab his dribble and then dropped it and try to reestablish it, and that's the double dribble.
The turnovers now at 16-10. 16 for Shaler, 10 for Newcastle.
Long pass down court to Boyce. Boyce will bring it back out.
Smart.
Give it over to Wells. Wells works inside the lane. Underneath, shot no good. Ball batted in the air. Picked up there by the Titans as DeSabato brings it out. Gives it to Miller. Miller inside the lane against Perkins. Shot taken up and good. 58-31 Canes. 3:55 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Anderson gives over to Graham to Boyce. Top of the key. Right side to Wells for a 3. Rolls the rim, no good. Rebound there by Miller. Miller outlets it to Orga. Orga inside the lane, spins, takes it off the glass, and good for 2.
Yeah, last 2 shots have kind of been a little wild and crazy for Shaler, but they've gotten good position. They've gone right up the court, and they've gotten him in the hoop.
They've got a pressure against Anderson, and Anderson's going to have the ball knocked out of his hand, out of bounds. Will stay with the Canes.
Yeah, good hands by Mr. Bobby P over there. Not so much by Mr. Rayburn, I don't know. And look at that. Mr. P is still doing his job.
Yeah.
It'll take more than that to knock him off.
3:30 remaining here in the fourth. They throw it in the backcourt to Graham. Graham brings the ball in the forecourt. Dribbles with the left hand. Throws it into the corner to Boyce. Boyce pull up 3. Good. Oh, that was Young on the 3.
Yeah, I saw Boyce as well. My apologies.
Yeah, my apologies, yes. As they stolen away by Young, gives it out to Boyce. Boyce takes the shot, no good. And Boyce will head to the line looking for 2 here as he was fouled on the play. This one is against Josh Miller.
And now Boyce can go to the line, and if he knocks these 2 down,
yes,
that would be that put us to the 30 points, and we'd have a running clock the rest of the way.
He looks and shoots, and back of the rim, rolls the front of the rim and out of bounds, or off to the right, I should say.
So much for that. I jinxed it.
So he'll look to split the 2 to make it a 29-point lead, and he does.
Especially since that was the first missed free throw of the night for Newcastle.
DeSabato brings the ball up. Works down with the left hand against Anderson, off the glass and good for 2.
Where has that been all night for Joey DeSabato?
I don't know. Give it over to Graham. Graham brings the ball in the forecourt with the left hand, left side, off the glass, no good. But he picks up the foul and he'll go to the line shooting 2.
And apologize to Mr. DeSabato. We said that to each other 10 times in the pregame, and we've been messing it up. I apologize. DeSabato with the nice run into the lane. And now Michael Graham, only 2 points on the night. He's been battling foul trouble through a majority of this evening, but he'll go to the line now shooting a pair of free throws.
First shot is up, rolls the rim and falls off to the left. Score remains 62-35 Canes.
plethora of new players coming in for the Titans. It looks like they're going to be clearing the bench with just over 3 minutes to go, and they're going to allow Josh Miller and Logan Berniser to check out for one final time, the two seniors for the Titans.
Second shot by Graham is good, makes it 63-35. As they bring the ball in the forecourt. They work it down inside. Shot taken by Himrod. It's up and good for two. Give the ball to Graham. Graham's double team there. Gets across the double teams. Brings the ball in the forecourt. Works it in the corner. It is Ralphie Blundo for three. Shot no good. Rebound there by Young. Young shot good. No good. Rebound there by the Titans as they work it up court. They get it to Viscaco as he takes the shot. We got a from the corner, I believe it was McGuire.
Yeah, Brady McGuire getting the three-pointer for his first points tonight as he comes in. We'll get you the rest of the Shaler entries as soon as we can.
As they work it out. They give it across to Blundo for a deep three. Hits the glass, no good. Rebound there by Young. Gets it back out to Graham. Graham will throw it back up. Gives it over to Anderson. We're down a minute 49 here to play in the quarter. Over to Wallace. Looks like they may try to run a little four corners here, James.
Yeah, just try to run down as much clock as they can.
Anderson brings the ball up and he works it around. Back at the top of the key between the two circles. Throws the left side, gets it over to Wallace. Back to Anderson. Anderson in the corner to Blundo. Blundo back out to Anderson. Anderson back to Blundo to Anderson. Top of the to Graham to Anderson. And we got a three by Blundo. Shot taken, no good, and knocked out of bounds. Last touch there by Young going out of bounds. Will go over to the Titans.
The other players in for Shaler right now, TJ Bells, Joey Miller, who's been in a little bit throughout the game. Sam Himrod's been in and out as well. I want to give a shout out to them coming into the game. Julian Vizaka checking back in, and then for the first time, Quincy Fana for Newcastle checking in. Chris Hood, the senior, for the first time tonight.
So they bring the ball in the forecourt with Bells. Bellis with the ball. Bounce pass over to Himrod. They give it out to McGuire. He drives into the lane. Shots up and good by McGuire.
5 points from McGuire coming off the bench.
Down under a minute here to play in the quarter as Anderson brings the ball in the forecourt. Gives it over to Blundo. Back to Young. Young will bring it back out. Hand it off to Anderson on the right side. Anderson goes left side to Blundo. Back to Anderson. Over to Young. Young back to Anderson. Down to 31 seconds. Over to Blundo on the left wing. Now back to Anderson. Anderson moves forward with the drive and then backs back out. Anderson top of the key and does the same thing, backs out. Anderson hands it off to Young. We're down to 13 seconds. Work it inside to Hood, back out to Anderson, over to Young. We're down to 8 seconds.
And the Canes are going to survive and advance, Tim. They'll be going to the semifinals for the 12th straight year under Coach Ralph Blundo, and 12th straight trip to the state tournament as well, with a 21-point victory here tonight.
63-42 victory over Shaler here tonight in round 2 of the Class 5A Boys Basketball Championship in the WPIAL. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back for the postgame right here on News Radio 1200 WKST.
Yes. Take you where you want to go. Take the bus to work, school, doctor's appointments, or shopping. With stops throughout Lawrence County and weekday service to Pittsburgh. Perfect for those of you who drive it every day. Saving yourself gas money and wear and tear on your vehicle. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or route schedules, log on to NewcastleTransAuthority.org. And the Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Washington Center Physical Therapy has been helping residents of the Newcastle area since 1987. They are the official physical therapy center for Newcastle Athletics and specializes in orthopedic problems, especially the knee and shoulder. When your doctor orders physical therapy, by law, you have a choice of where to go. Choose Washington Center Physical Therapy for your best outcome. Visit them on the web, WashingtonCenterEPT.com. Washington Center Physical Therapy in downtown Newcastle, a proud sponsor of high school sports.
And welcome back here to the Nikai High Fieldhouse as the Canes come away with a 63-42 win over Shaler. The second time they defeated Shaler here this season as they advance to the semifinals.
And it is two tough games here, and it didn't feel like the outcome was ever really in doubt, but it never felt like it was ever like guaranteed that Newcastle was going to win this game. It was a very it was an odd game from start to finish, very choppy at times, a little bit more flow in that second half, and Newcastle just kind of kept progressing with the lead. A 5-point lead after one, and they won the first quarter by 5, won the second quarter by 9, won the third quarter by 10. So progressing a lead from 5 points to 14 points to 24 points, and it's kind of increased that. Got to 29, never got to that mercy rule to get the full running clock. Shaler getting some good outcomes in the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game to cut it back down to the 21-point score line. But in the end, a victory, doing what they need to do at home is Newcastle, and now wait to see who they will face in the semifinals. Again, at last check, Mars was falling to Gateway. It was a double-digit deficit at the last update we got. We'll try to get another one here as we wrap up here on our post-game show.
Yeah, and a game that was led by the seniors, like Michael Wells. An impressive power-type game here tonight. He did get a couple threes from the outside, but it was really his inside game, using the glass and also getting some rebounds and the power moves inside the lane that I thought were really key to the success, taking it right to Logan Burnister and challenge him in his size.
Doing a little bit of everything, though. I mean, 22 points, 6 rebounds to lead the team, and also 5 assists for Wells. So I like the all-around game that was there. And Michael Graham, he was not on the court much, only ended up with 5 points in the game. But he also still got up there in the assist column. 7 assists, continuing to average over 5 per game on the year with 7 assists night to night on a night where he wasn't able to be on the court very much. I think that is pretty telling, too, there, Tim, in terms of what he means to this offense.
Oh, there's no question. They all played well in like you said, a tough battle. But the game where they led throughout, they got out to a 6-0 lead to start the game, and then went on from there. As you said, had a 5-point lead at the end of one, and a double up of 28-14 at halftime, and then another double up in the third quarter, leading 48-24 after 3, and really just controlled the outcome from that point on. And I wouldn't say it was a hard-fought 21-point win. As crazy as it sounds, it really was. I think it was the defense working hard throughout the game to contain this Shaler team. And when you get down to it, they kept them under their average, and they kept them under what they've been giving up all season long here for the Canes, giving up only 47 points per game, and tonight giving up only 42.
Right, and it was a slow-moving first quarter, which really helped with those numbers as well, obviously. But in the end, I'm going to say with that regard that you have a team that, in the end, is still based on defense first. They weren't getting the turnovers like we've seen, but the half-court defense, maybe one of the best that we've seen them play this year. The half-court defense.
And that's Canes basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we've seen this for 5 years. Their offense begins on the defensive side. They want to pressure you. They want to get you into the turnovers. They want more shots taken than their opponents. And so far this season, this team has been very successful as they now won their 22nd ball game of the year with only 1 defeat on the season. And this team will continue on here in the 5A Boys Championship in the WPIAL as they'll take on the winner of the Mars Gateway game. Do we have a score?
We do. There are 35 seconds left, and currently Gateway is leading by 5. Mars making a bit of a run here late, but will they have enough time? It's 60-55, again, with just a few seconds remaining. A couple other scores. Neshannock going back to the semifinals in girls basketball. They defeat Shenango 35-17. We'll see if we can get some scores on the other one. Union was all over Eden Christian late in that game. See if I can get you a couple of more scores as we wrap this one up here, Tim. Did we give a full scoring recap for the Canes? Why don't we do that real quick?
We had Michael Wells with 22 points, Jonathan Anderson with 13, Isaiah Boyce with 9, Dejon Young with 8, Kamari Perkins with 6, and Michael Graham with 5 as the Canes on to score 11, 17, 20, and 18 in the each quarter as they ended up with their 63 points as Shaler was 6, 8, 10, and 15, I believe, is how it went.
Yep, and
looking at Shaler actually with 18 in the fourth quarter and Canes with 15, but the game was already well in hand for the Canes in the fourth quarter.
It was, and again, the Canes will take on the winner of this Mars against Gateway game. Mars was the 3 seed, Gateway was the 6 seed, but we said that anybody in those top 7 or 8 had a good chance to make it into the definitely into the quarterfinals and likely into the semifinals. We're going to try to.
All teams who win tonight are guaranteed into the PIAA championships, and 3 teams should be able to follow. Is that correct?
Yes. So the way it will work with that, Tim, is that all 4 teams winning tonight, as you said, yes, are into the state playoffs no matter what. Whatever 2 teams win in terms of win the semifinal games and make it to the Peterson Event Center, the team that they beat in the quarterfinals then makes it. And then you have one final team, and that is basically a follow the leader again type format. So whatever team wins in the championship, basically both other teams from that side of the bracket will advance into the states as well. If that's confusing what I just said, it's because it is very confusing. I'd love to get the consolation games back, but they just worry that there are too many teams to worry about and too many games to have to be able to cover at that point. But in this one tonight, the only thing that matters, Newcastle a 21-point advantage, and from the looks of things, likely going to be playing Gateway as we're down to the final seconds of that one. Gateway leading by 5 over Mars with just over 30 seconds to play.
All right, as we wrap it up here from the Nikai High Fieldhouse, we'll see if we can get one last.
I do have one last score coming in. Union is official, 40-25. The Lady Scots are going to be going to the Final Four. Just playing a foul shooting contest in the Gateway game as we have people crowding around us now to enjoy the final seconds of this game. Whoops.
See what we can come up with.
It means we can tune in and listen to a little bit of a legend in Laney Fratelli as the final seconds are ticking off the clock in that game. Again, the other games going on, Laurel Highlands, the 1 seed, was in a close game. They were only leading by 3 at the end of the third quarter. And on that same side, Penn Hills and Highlands were in a close game going into the fourth quarter. So we'll see if we can get some scores on that as we wrap this broadcast up. And we again thank everybody listening on News Radio 1200 WKST and everybody watching at lcsportsnet.com. All these playoff games exclusively on the TribLive High School Sports Network. It actually reminds me, this game and the broadcast rights to this game are the sole and exclusive property of the WPIAL and the TribLive High School Sports Network. So any use of this broadcast intended exclusively for the benefit of the viewing and listening audience, any use, rebroadcast, or distribution of this broadcast without the express written consent from the WPIAL and Trib Total Media is strictly prohibited. Laurel Highlands was victorious. We got that as a final score. 52-44, Laurel Highlands into the Final Four. Newcastle victorious here tonight, 63-42 in their game. Gateway just a couple of seconds away from a victory there, and we're looking to see if we can get a final on the Penn Hills Highlands game before we sign off here as well, Tim. But
and let me do this. Just give thanks to our sponsors here tonight on News Radio 1200, Washington Center Physical Therapy, Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George, the GNC Community Federal Credit Union, and Newcastle Transit Authority. They've been with us all season long, and none of this could be done here on News Radio 1200 without those sponsors. So we thank them for everything they've done this season for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And please support these local sponsors, everything that they do for us. That's the reason why we're able to be here all year long. But we're not going to be able to be here any longer, Tim, as we are back to neutral site games. Those semifinal games will be on Monday night, probably at 6 and 8 o'clock. From what we've seen from the games that are scheduled for this Saturday, including the Union boys playing on Saturday, what we're seeing there is that they're going to try to keep the teams playing at the same site. So like Laurel Highlands against whoever, Newcastle against whoever, both at the same site. And would not surprise me if it's at the UPMC Event Center at Robert Morris University. That's where a bunch of games are going on Saturday. And we expect the same coming up on on Monday as well, as it is a 4-point advantage for Gateway with 18 seconds left, and it's turning into a free throw shooting contest in that game.
Yeah.
How about Elwood City in their game? They trail by double digits with just over 2 minutes to go. They've got it down to a 6-point advantage, as they're also playing the 2-for-3 style game, trying to slow it down and try to get back into it. So it's not over yet for Elwood City.
Elwood City, the top seed in their bracket, so facing elimination at home currently. So we'll see if that can hold up, or will the Elwood City be able to make this comeback here late in their ball game.
We're also getting news, I'm going to try to get a confirmation of this one, that Rochester girls and 1 seed in Class 1A may have lost tonight.
Wow.
And that would be a huge upset if that's the case. We'll see if I can get a confirmation on that one here as we wrap up tonight's broadcast. Again, the semifinals, we'll have it for you. It'll either be 6 or 8 on Monday night. We should have that information tomorrow morning, so tune in to Mr. Ken Lebovy in the morning to get all that information. And if not, make sure you just go to the WPIAL website, WPIAL.org, or our friends at lcsportsnet.com will help out as well in terms of getting those score updates as they go through. West Green against Bishop Canavan, that was one of the 1A games. Looks like West Green victorious in that one. Trying to find information on a Rochester final here as we go along. That Gateway Mars game down to a 4 or 3-point game, Tim.
Yeah, it is, and it's just a three-throwing contest. Neither team able to get inbound the ball before a foul happens. As we're down to 16.5 seconds there in a 3-point game. It is the longest 30 seconds of the season, no question about it.
And it's not even our team that we're covering.
Yeah, exactly. And
we all want to know.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, we'll take this opportunity to thank Ashley, who ran the cameras here tonight for the LC SportsNet coverage. And Marie back at the studios running the show tonight, doing a terrific job all season long. The third person of our radio booth this year.
Yeah, the third person, and we would definitely say the most important person.
Absolutely.
Because without her, you would not be hearing us whatsoever. So we thank her for all that she has done for us all year long, and for many years now as we follow the Canes going towards the postseason. They have another timeout, Tim, but it looks like a 5-point lead. It looks like Gateway is going to advance, and it's going to be 2 versus 6. Not over yet, but it is all but done now with just 15, 16 seconds remaining in that game. Highlands, by the way, the 5 seed, was leading Penn Hills late by 3 points as well. So a couple of close games going on all over today in Class 5A. But here tonight, Newcastle 63-42 victorious, and we'll play again on Monday night in the semifinals.
All right, we're going to wrap it up here from the Nikai High Fieldhouse. Tune in tomorrow morning, find out more about the next time the Red Hurricanes will take the court. Tonight, they were a winner, advancing to the semifinals over Shaler. So for my partner, James Dodson, Marie back at the station, Ashley running the cameras, I'm Tim Continenza, wishing you all a wonderful good evening.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAT.